What's up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia, and welcome to another week of Tester Tuesday. This is a spot where I get Scentsy reviews out to you based on your votes from the previous week. The top 2 to 3 scents I usually warm each week. Now this week we have a little bit of a different twist to the week, but I will get into that on scent number 2. So let's get started. All right, let's talk about scent number 1 for the week. It is Blooming Marvelous. This is the upcoming scent of the month for May. This one had 32% of the vote. It's almost a seafoam, pretty green colored wax, and I would say it is light on cold sniff intensity. Now, Scentsy has put this in the floral category. So let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, spring blossoms dance in the sun alongside ripened red currant and gentle hints of golden amber. It's really sunny outside today, so it's kind of fitting that this talks about dancing in the sun. Now, this I would describe as a pretty atmospheric style scent. Almost like a dried down body lotion or fragrance mist, or even one of those hotel signature scents that you smell in the air and you're just like, oh, this smells so nice. The scent notes, you would think to yourself, oh my gosh, this scent is going to be a little bit scary. So it talks first about spring blossoms, which is the floral part. And most florals can be very either sharp, intense, powdery. I don't really get any of that. It's kind of a gentle, soft, feminine floral. Definitely not sharp. Maybe a tiny bit leading powdery, but I'll explain more in a second. It talks about red currant. I don't think I get any red currant. And the picture in the flyer has a picture of strawberries, raspberries, and currant. And I don't even really know if I get any of those. This scent might be one of those scents that you just put a little bit of different fragrance oils into the mix and you get a really beautiful, pretty result. So speaking of, we're talking about golden amber. Golden amber can often lean a scent towards a perfumey or feminine, or depending, but that kind of aromatic, perfumey tone. So I wouldn't really say this is perfumey, but maybe body care or, like I said, a background sophisticated scent. But what I think they're missing, and maybe what I'm getting that kind of brings it into this whole other area for me, is almost like a powdery sweetness. Like, you know how sometimes you get candies and they're dusted in that gentle powdery sweetness? It's not really icing sugar. I don't know what kind of sugar it is, but it's just very fine, and it gives this beautiful vanilla aromatic sweetness. That's what I get here. It's almost like a candy vanilla dusting on the outside, and it doesn't read powdery, but it reads like dusty and airy, but it's really nice. So when I smelled this on cold sniffs, I got it as part of the whiff box, and I've since received 4 bars as part of my scent of the month because I split my kit with my director. I immediately knew I liked it, but the thing was, I was immediately nervous because it's really light on cold sniff. I'm talking really light. So I thought to myself, I'm just going to start with my normal amount of wax. So I knew I wanted to warm it here in my bedroom. So I finished up. I had 4 cubes left in this bar because I had made some samples. And then I put it in 2 warmers, one right behind me here and the other one in my bathroom, which is behind the door there. I would say strength and throw max was about 5 out of 10. I could smell it really well for the first few hours. It was beautiful. Loved it. I told my husband, you got to keep the door closed because I'm doing some testing. I would say I put it in around 7 in the morning, and I would say maybe like mid-afternoon I was kind of starting to lose it a little bit. And I think around supper time I said to myself, let's add another cube. So I took a cube and just put it in a mini warmer kind of close to the door. And that helped a little bit, but I really only left this going a day here. So that was a little bit disappointing because I love the scent so much. Now in Erica's room, I put 3 cubes, typical amount of wax that I put in her room. I would say strength and throw at max was about 3 out of 10. It was very light. What I'm finding with her room is she has some new furniture, and sometimes I can smell the wood of the furniture more than I can smell the scent. So that's kind of what was happening here. So I added another cube. It maybe brought it up to like 4 out of 10. It didn't make a huge difference. And I left it going a day, and I asked her the next morning when I was about to take it out, I said, can you smell the scent in your room? And she said she was a little bit under the weather, but she couldn't really smell it. So I said, okay, I can't really smell it either. So I took it out. So want for that. But I think if you're someone that likes pretty scents that are very gentle, and I would put this in the same pretty but gentle category as something like, for me, Honeymoon Hideaway or Iridescent Pearl. Those are two off the top of my head that I remember every time I put them in the warmer, I'm like, man, if these were a bit stronger, they would be a home run. So the other thing I would say is, if you like the scent Summer Holiday, but you took a little bit of the perfuminess out of that scent and added that like pretty dusty vanilla sweetness, I would say you would be pretty close to Blooming Marvelous. So performance-wise, I also struggle a little bit with Summer Holiday as well. So I'm not sure, maybe it's just a Patricia thing. But yeah, I think if this was stronger, I would definitely put it in my club. It would stay there indefinitely. And I'm the type of person, if you said to me, like, what would you want your house to smell like, or your signature host scent? I would say something like this. I just wish it was stronger. So I think if you're someone that likes lighter scents, then this would be the scent for you. If you're someone like me that wants to be able to smell your scents a little bit stronger, then maybe perhaps do what I'm going to do and pick it up in the room spray. In fact, I might even pick up two. I'm going to probably pick up one and then make sure it's doing okay for me. And if it is, I'm going to pick up a second one, and I'm also going to pick up some scent circles. So my last thing before I break off is, sometimes I wonder why the hyphenated, blooming with a hyphenation. As a Scentsy consultant, that makes things hard to find, Scentsy. We cannot find things when you do these weird little apostrophes, blooming. Enough with the cuteness. Anyway, Blooming Marvelous, really love it. It's not marvelous, it's very pretty, just a little bit too light, unfortunately, for me. All right, now that I've rambled on and on about a beautiful scent that just didn't perform, here we have another scent for scent number 2. It is Key Lime and Grapefruit. Now, the difference in this scent is that I do not have a scent description for this scent, and I do not know where it's coming from. I suspect it is a summer release scent. This one had 30% of the vote. It's this, green colored wax, and I would say it's about a medium on cold sniff intensity. I would put it in the citrus category. I did contact Scentsy consultant support and ask them, first off, did they have a photo or did they have a scent description? And they basically said, stay tuned, it will appear in your news center. So I basically do not have any of that information for you. I apologize. Usually they're very helpful, but this time they just kind of brushed me off a little bit. Now, let's talk about what I mostly get. I get a lot of the lime, I would say maybe 70%, and then I get other stuff. And the other stuff for me is a little bit of sugar, a little tiny bit of grapefruit, and I think there's some lemon in here as well. So I did look up, how do key limes differ from regular limes? And from my baking knowledge, I know that key limes are very small, and I'll put a picture up here as I talk. I think I read that it takes about 5 key limes to equal the juice of one regular lime, traditional lime. They are smaller, they have more seeds, and they are tart, but they're not too acidic, and they're aromatic, and that means they have a little bit of a special smell. In one spot, it alluded that it was a little bit of a floral smell. Now, I don't really smell floral with this per se, but it does smell very, very nice. And they also have a thinner skin. Once I do find the scent description, I will put it down in the pinned comments so that you can read, and I will make any amendment notes down there. But let's talk about performance, because I can definitely speak on performance. I used almost the whole bar. I just kept this tiny little piece to smell. Yeah, it smells good. It does smell, oh, I got a little bit on me there. It does smell a little bit tart and acidic, but a little bit sweet at the same time. And I don't really get a cleaner tone as compared to some of the other lime scents. I would say I tend to get a little bit of a cleaner tone. It almost leans a little bit more candy to me, but not quite. It splits the balance very carefully between cleaner and candy. If you're someone that likes cocoa lime, this is lighter than cocoa lime and it's not as intense. It's a little bit more sweet. Now, I put 6 cubes of my open layout short of this little piece, and I put 2 cubes in the kids' bathroom. So in my open layout, it was between 6 and 7 out of 10. I'd say I could smell it well for the first 8-ish hours, and then it really kind of dropped off for me. I left it going a day just out of convenience. And in the kids' bathroom, I would say it was about 8 out of 10 there at its max. And I would say I could smell it there longer because it's a smaller enclosed space. But again, I only left it going a day because when I smelled the wax the next morning, it was really, really dead, and the room didn't really have the scent in it as well. So I think this is definitely more of a spring-summer leaning scent. We'll see if it appears in the summer collection. And I will definitely pick some up as a part of a collection if it comes in a group. If it doesn't come in a group, I may not purchase it. It was okay, it just wasn't a standout. So that is key lime and grapefruit. All right, let's move to the portion of the video where I'm going to present to you some scents and you are going to vote. You can pick 2 different scents for your votes and put them down in the YouTube comment section. Please do it by early Wednesday morning. And if you can't vote on YouTube, you can find my Instagram post. It's Patricia Gates, and put your 2 votes there. Also, if you are new to my channel, you can hit the subscribe and the bell and you'll be notified when I post videos. That way you'll be able to vote on time. All right, so let's talk about scent number 1. The next 4 scents are actually going to be from the Scentspiration Black Raspberry Vanilla collection. I do have a Tester Tuesday out on the Black Raspberry fragrance by itself, so I will put that in the pinned comment. But scent number 1 is along that vibe with Black Raspberry Frosting. Try to hold it so I don't get the glare. Scent number 2 is Black Raspberry Linen. Scent number 3, Black Raspberry Sangria. And scent number 4 is going to be Black Raspberry Woods. Now, to round out the other 2 scents, I'm going to revisit the Father's Day. We have scent number 5, Day on the Field. And scent number 6, Open Air Exploring. So thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. I hope you have a great day in your neck of the woods. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.